Okay, I'm about a half minute behind schedule here, but I've got, let's see, the 1 minute and the 15 minute pulled up. So we should be good to go. All right, we're going to mark the opening range here. All right, here we go. Oops, wrong one. Sometimes I forget to change these over from the day before. All right, opening range. Right at that 44 level. That's kind of our magic level. I don't know about magic, but that's our line in the sand, if you will. Had a big update yesterday. Worked out really well. I didn't end up holding that any longer than yesterday, so I got out at 30. That was my area where I scaled out. We were getting long, down here at 90, and then a little bit more at like 44.04, and then rode that one up. So that worked out well. All right, so we've got opening range. And we're back to that 44 level. I'm just pulling up NASDAQ real quick. Big update yesterday in NASDAQ. Gave back the gain. It took away the gains that we did on Tuesday. And then same with the S&P. S&P a little bit stronger than NASDAQ right now. Let's take a look. See what we got going. So this overnight high, I know there's a lot of price action here, so the chart looks kind of small, but this overnight high is important. Why is it important? Well, because this was on Monday where I remember saying, man, we just keep coming up to 55, 56, and then just sell them off real hard, just sell them. And then eventually we broke that level. And then came up here, tested above like 38, and then failed that one as well. So it's no surprise that on this spot, we pulled back around 37 to 38. Now we're right back in between here, that area of kind of like indecision, really, because Monday was a day of just indecision, going back and forth, back and forth. And then finally it broke, and the deciding factor was that yes, we were going to go lower. So now we're not up to these highs yet, but we're not down to the lows of 37. Area I'd be watching for shorts if I was short here might be down to the overnight low, and then down in the teens. So no big bias just as of yet. Not seeing anything as per usual. But usually it takes a little while for the market to set up for me. I'll be watching it, as always, between 8:30 and about 10 or 10:30, just depending on what it gives me. The market won't be open tomorrow for Good Friday, so we got to keep that in mind, that this is kind of our Friday as far as any price action that might be closing out. All right, push higher now. Let's see, where was the look here? 51. All right, here's our overnight high. All right, so we're getting some action here. Sorry if it's a bit boring. That's just how the market is sometimes. But I will be talking and commentating once I see something worth getting into. We're just going to let the market show us what it wants to do. Gonna let it show us. I'm going to take a look at NASDAQ again real quick. How many days here? 5 day, 15. There we go. That looks better. All right, let me pull up NASDAQ. So NASDAQ near its lows, S&P near its highs. So I'm still looking at NASDAQ here. Big range yesterday on both the NASDAQ and the S&P. Alright, so they sold them off pretty hard again, right up at that 56 level, 55. That's where all the selling took place on Monday. NASDAQ right at its overnight lows. S&P just testing opening range. Just sitting back and waiting. Nothing to get too excited about right here, right now. So there's 3 different positions we can take as traders. We can be long, meaning we can be buyers. We can be short, meaning we can be sellers. Or we can be flat, meaning that we're simply not involved. A lot of the time during the day, I'm just flat. I'm waiting for more information to be generated. I'm not trying to guess what the market's going to do. I mean, it's always an educated guess, right, as to what it might do. But there's a lot of time, as far as with my kind of trading, I've just got to give it a minute to let it set up. All right, so S&P is negative on the day. NASDAQ certainly is. Right back to the 44, the quad 4. Got kind of an ugly looking 15-minute bar, although it's not completed here yet, so it could look a little stronger. But yeah, so we ran them up yesterday. Still, they're selling at 55. We're going to see what it does within this overnight range. And that's it. So anytime within a week, I usually get, if there's 5 trading days in a week, usually anywhere from like 7 to 10 really good looks as far as something where there's a trade that I feel quite confident about, where it sets up for me really nicely. And then of those, there's probably about 2 or 3 that are really good risk to reward trades. One of which was yesterday. That breakout trade was really nice. Good risk to reward on it. So NASDAQ definitely weaker by far. Level for NASDAQ to break, it needs to hold 14,127. I've got it highlighted over here. So here's the 15-minute bar. Whoops. That was the 15-minute bar. On NASDAQ. Here's the 15-minute bar. It needs to hold this level right here. So far it's pretty weak. I guess it doesn't have to. It's a tricky day. It's hard to say yet. We're still early in. There's stuff developing, so we'll give it time. I'm gonna remove that bar. Remove drawing. Okay. So just a little nuance on this one. Again, I'm not a scalper, but when I saw it pop up here and then come down, I thought, oh, 48 might be a level that gets rejected and they continue selling it, which they have. Okay. So keep in mind, remember 37 to 38, that's kind of an important area, and we're just going right through that one. Let's see what we do at the overnight here. Now this was kind of the mid-20s, 26, 24, 25 was an area that I had for a target yesterday on our long, and it's definitely where some transactions took place here. So here's that area. So let's see, 23 right here, that'd be important to hold. we go. There's 37 to 38 again. So it pierced through it. Let's see what it does around this level. Be watching that. It's important. Area I'm going to be watching is going to be right around, let's see, 23 to 24. Yeah, so like this level right here is what I'm going to be looking at. 23 to 24, and then the teens as well for a long if we get down there. Nasdaq's done enough damage. It seems going lower, where it seems to me that it could pull the S&P a bit lower here as well. A little price discovery lower, perhaps. Switching over to Nasdaq real quick. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that looks a little bit better like that. Okay. Yeah, it looks better. All right, so low 20s, like 24, 23, and then the teens, kind of like 17, that area there. I feel like that's an important area, so let's see what happens. As long as we keep in mind the words of Mark Douglas, right, that something can happen and anything will happen, we're good. We got our stops in place. We know structurally where we are wrong. If I do decide to get long down here, which not yet, we're not to my level yet, but if I do, I feel I'd be wrong at this point, below like 16. So 44.16 would be an area I feel I'm wrong. But again, we're going to watch it, see what kind of a reaction we get off of the low 20s. I'll be watching Nasdaq as well, see if we pull into some support down there. All right, so we're close to our overnight low. NASDAQ is definitely like below, quite a ways below its overnight low. All right, I'm not going to have a resting order right in at 23. I'm just going to watch and see what it does at this area. Going to see what kind of reaction we get down lower here. I feel like maybe I should have a resting order, but I'm going to let it be. Again, yesterday's range was pretty big. We had a good amount of movement. So that'd be half back. Another area to watch certainly is this like 10 to kind of 08. That's where we came up to quite a bit yesterday. It took us a while, and then we broke out of that, broke higher to explore new territory up above. So there it is, right? Came up to overnight high, sold it hard, and we've just kind of careened down ever since. Just gonna pull up gold real quick. Gold needs to hold here. All right, so we're going to ask ourselves, what is the market trying to do, and is it doing a good job? We've got just about 30 seconds left until this new 5-minute bar is made. Check something out here on the computer. All right, I guess at 10 a.m. we've got some data, like business inventories and all that stuff. So another 5 minutes till we get some data. All right, so far in the 5-minute, we've just come right down. It's been all selling, all just red bars coming down and hanging out below the overnight low. So we've come up here, just sold it, all the way down. All right, so I mentioned that area. I mentioned low 20s. I was looking for 24 to 23. Mentioned I wasn't going to have a resting order in there, which I don't, but looks like the buyers are stepping a little bit here. So, yeah, they certainly are now pulling price back up a bit higher. So let's watch it here if we get another little pullback. 5-minute bar, we'll watch and see what it's looking like it might do. But it looks like buyers stepped in kind of against this little low right here. So with this level, if we get a pullback and I get long down here, I feel I would be wrong if we get below 16. That's going to be on this one, kind of my line in the sand. So I'll put a little marker there, a little indicator. Let me know. We get down there, no bueno for a long.
All right, we've got data. Sometimes it's data, even though it's not like a big. Well, we've got consumer sentiment, business inventories coming out at 9, so it's not showing that it's like a big market mover. It's denoted as green, but no matter what it is, sometimes you get some movement off of that, and then you can get some good price action from there. So something that I'll think about sometimes is just mentally kind of visualizing what I might see set up, mentally rehearsing how the trade's going to play out, and then what I'm going to do, how I'm going to act as it does play out. That's something that's important. And then and then watching yourself execute as well. Watching yourself take a stop if it goes against you, but then watching yourself kind of expecting in your mind's eye to see trailing your position, scaling out at good levels, all that kind of a thing. All right, we've got a minute and a half until news comes out. Let's see what we're getting here. I am keeping in mind that we've sold off pretty much just since the open. We popped up a little bit and then have sold off since. Reason I'm looking at somewhere in the low 20s is just because of the time that we've put in here. A lot of time here, sometime here, and then yesterday. This was an area of importance right here. So we'll be looking for that long. If I do take it, I'd like to see it get above the overnight low, which is right here, and then try to get up to, we'd be looking for like that 37, 38 level again. That's where they've been selling them off as well, and then see from there. So got 30 seconds until this report comes out. Let's watch and see if it moves the market at all. So really the only thing that stands between success and failure is mental toughness, having some mental fortitude, being tough mentally. All right, 9 o'clock here. Let's see if we're going to hold. NASDAQ's looking kind of weak, like it might try to push a little bit lower. E-mini getting a little bit of a pop, trying to do something at that overnight low. So looking at it, it should be kind of a level of importance. And looks like we're going to, well, who knows. Sometimes the reports come out a little bit later than what's anticipated. All right, I don't know what the report is, like what the number is. I'm just watching price action off of it. So really that's all that's important to me. Bulls want to get it above 38 here to about 39. That's their level. go. So this was our pullback, really. Came down, came here, held it, and then have pushed up since. So weren't able to come back down and breach that level. So sometimes it gets close to where you're thinking you'd like to do business. For me, it just didn't come down far enough, and didn't really like the risk to reward. Thought when I saw it pop up that, okay, 29 might be the area that we hold. But right now, NASDAQ's a little bit weaker. It could be putting in support here, but it also could break it. So, yeah, I'm not getting long here. I'm not short. Might change my tune one way or the other in a little bit, but I just don't see anything right now to get me too excited. So we just got to sit back, wait, be patient for a good setup. All right, 36 to 38. Let's watch it. Here's our 38 level. If you wanted, you could short it here and be wrong against 39. Or say 41. It's not me. It's not what I'm going to do, but that's what you could do. First target would be down here, like 32.5. Next would be this level, the overnight low. All right, just 30 seconds ago, made a new 5-minute bar. Got another like 10 minutes until we put in a new 15-minute bar. NASDAQ trying to put in new lows here. I might try a little piece right here of the S&P. Gonna try it, and then I might add if we get a little bit lower than this level here. Perhaps we run some stops and take them out. Let's watch it here around 24-ish. 22. All right. Okay, so here we are. Sold off pretty hard. All right, same deal now. If we get much below, I'm going to buy a little bit more here. If we get much below 16, 17, I'm out. I don't want it. I'm done. All right, let's watch our price action here. All right, here's 20. She's falling pretty quick. NASDAQ is coming down to some support. S&P getting pretty violent, pretty big moves. So that was it right there, wasn't it? I said you could short here. You'd be wrong above this level. Come down quite a bit. NASDAQ now needs to really hold this level where it's coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see somewhat of like a dead cat bounce somewhere down here. So here's what I'm basing it off of on the 15-minute. All right, so let's see if we get some movement here. All right, so we're getting some kind of a reaction here at this 18 level. NASDAQ's come down into support. I'm going to buy a little bit more right here. Got another minute until our 5-minute bar is done. NASDAQ, ooh, coming in quite a bit. Not looking too good. So let's see what it does around 16. Stalling out here a little bit, but we have a big, boy, it's a big candle on the 5-minute. Coming down now to that 10 level. Got another 15 seconds. I want to see it pop and get above 16. So that 10 level that's right where we blasted off from the other day. I'm not out of it yet. Got another 5 minutes until a new 15-minute bar is put in. NASDAQ's come down quite a ways. I'm going to give it a little time before I add anything down here. Big red bar. Big red 5-minute bar. Okay, first level to clear is going to be this 23 area. I'm getting in long here and on a pullback. I am pretty much wrong below like 44.10 to 44.08. So NASDAQ's come down quite a bit. Let's see if we can get a pop here on the S&P. Let me move over. NASDAQ, yeah, she's come down. So NASDAQ. All right, so here we're hanging out at that teen level. So on that, I jumped the gun a little bit. Was bought a little bit here. It should have really held out for a little bit lower. But I like this level though. And if the 5 minute can firm up, could be okay. My break even on this one is a little bit high. So I've got a first target right here at 22. I'm just going to lighten up and then I'll look to add some more if we can pull back in here. All right, just a little bit of time until our 5 minute bar is done. Looking for a little bit more of a pullback, and I'll probably add some down here. Still watching NASDAQ to see if we can hold this spot. All right, I'm going to buy a little bit more right here, not much. Okay, just bought a little bit more down here. All right, let's see now. See what happens. Keeping in mind that our range yesterday was pretty big. So again, I want to see it hold this level. I want to see it stay above 16. NASDAQ, it's really not looking that good just yet. So if we get too much lower, I might pull the plug on this thing. Let's look at the 5 minute here. So here's our 5 minute, right? Came down, took out these guys here, and then added to this long, thinking that this breakout level could be an area that we buck up against. So let's see if we can get something going to the upside here. So there's a 22 level. Next area is going to be like 26, call it. Got another 2 minutes until a new 5-minute bar is put in. NASDAQ looking decent as far as holding some support down below. All right, I'm going to lighten up a little bit right here. All right, so I got out of some of that one. Need to see it get above. Yeah, we need to see it get a bit higher here for sure. So I'm gonna pop up to 24. I'm gonna lighten up a little bit right there as well. Okay. So really, this flush down, up, and then the pullback, where I added a little bit more, that certainly was the spot to enter. Let's see what we can get. Want to see NASDAQ show strength here. Come down, let's see. So that teen level, that was it, wasn't it? We came down, pierced it, came up, holding it now. New 5-minute bar is almost in. I'm going to try to buy a little bit right here. Not much. So on this one, for me, the 5-minute is key. We'll watch and see what it's doing. NASDAQ still looking kind of weak. S&P. So on the next push, if we don't take this out, we need to try to get above this 24 level. Let's see what we can do here. NASDAQ still looking kind of weak. Kind of weak. We're at a good level on the NASDAQ though. All right, let's see if we can do something here. Got to get it above this 24. Next target's going to be like 28. NASDAQ needs to firm up though. Let's see if we can push a little bit higher. I'm going to sell a little bit more here. There we go. A little bit more right here. All right. So Nasdaq's now kind of hanging in there. Looking for a place to potentially add to this long. So I was scaling out at 22, up here at 24. Again, we've got to keep in mind context. So if we look at the daily, that'll give us some context as to what best to do. Let's see. Haven't bought any more just yet. Haven't added. Almost got a new 5-minute bar. I'm going to try adding just a tiny bit right here. Not much. So really just some of the small amounts that I was scaling out of up here, just added back a little bit to it. Got another 5 minutes until a new 15-minute bar is formed. And we gotta keep in mind that things can always change minute to minute. So far not looking great. We're not out of the woods yet regarding getting this thing back up to where it needs to go. But it's been like almost 20 minutes now that we've held this 16 level. Well, no, not that long, but close to it. So let's see if we can continue to hold it. I'm gonna give it a minute here. Just added a little bit more down here. Not much. I mean, not much relative to my core position. Area to get above is going to be this 24 quarter. right here. And ideally we get, let's see, let me put a little line right there. We'll edit that guy. We'll make that one yellow. Okay, so ideally, so it's no surprise that we came up to that level and then sold off. In an ideal situation for this long that I'm holding, we get back in there and then look to get kind of in this range here where I was talking about earlier, where we spent a lot of time. So we'll look to see if we can get back up in there. First, there'll be the first test of resistance is going to be this here, and the overnight low, and then we'll be looking again at like mid 30s here. Let me just pull something up. I don't trade a whole bunch off of fibs, but I do like to know at least like what the half back level is. So what would be half back? Half back looks like mid 30s right here. All right, we've got just one more minute until a new 15-minute bar is formed. I want to see it though pretty soon take out this 24. And it's not doing it just yet. So we're going to look at half back, and then let's look at VWAP as well. That's volume weighted average price. So a lot of traders will watch this level here. So yeah, definitely next target higher would be this 28. We'll definitely take some off the table there. All right, another 20 seconds until we've got a new 5-minute bar. Not looking great here. We came down, pushed up, weren't able to take out this level. All right, we've got a new 15-minute. NASDAQ looking decent at this level. S&P, let's see if we can run some up here. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here on the S&P. There we go. There it is. All right. Sell a little bit more right here as well. And right here and here. I'm lightening up a pretty good amount now. So let me pull up the 5-minute chart. This is what we've done. We've come down, pushed up, got resistance here. We're trying to get back up into this, but to me it looks like looks like we could continue a bit lower. Keeping an eye on NASDAQ as it's looking a little weak here as well. So let me see, let me pull up the daily of NASDAQ. All right, let's see if we can get off a little bit more here. Okay, I'm out of a little bit more. There we go. NASDAQ's firming up here, looking decent. It's trying to take out some highs that it put in from earlier. Let me see. I'm going to sell a little bit more here as well. Kind of getting impatient on this one. All right, it's down a little bit more here. Right at this 27.5 level. Now we've just got to watch and see if it can get higher up into this area here. So I'm real light. I'm just in a tenth of my original position right here. Boy, that was a pretty big, pretty good move to the downside there. Wasn't involved here. Started buying right around here. And then added some down in the low 20s. And then added quite a bit more down here around 16. I know initially I talked about waiting for it to get down to that 24 area. So when I say waiting, I meant initially the thought was, I'm going to watch what the 1 minute bar does down at 23, 24, and then react off of that. So in here, I thought, well, let me get short here just in case we don't get down and take out the lows. We obviously did, ran some stops, and it would have served me well to just give it a little bit of time on this to see how far we were going to go down to discover price. So this is something we're even looking here. Instead of adding at 23, I would have seen this, and then probably could have had some better price right there. I'm going to get out of a little bit more right here, so I'm just holding a fifth of that original position. I'm actually going to flatten right here. We'll just call it good. So the test will be now to see if we can get back up into that range that I was talking about. NASDAQ's just hanging out here, still looking pretty weak. I'm pleased with this scale out area. Don't know how I feel about adding if we get back down into here. So at this point, I'm just going to be patient. I scaled out, might have scaled out a little bit too soon, but just don't feel great as far as this thing running up and getting higher. So, or at least at this point for me, the risk to reward just didn't make sense. So I feel like could get up to this 36 level, could just as easily come back down to 20. So we'll watch it here. Yeah, so they're selling that one. I'm pleased with the scale out and just being flat. We'll see. Boy, NASDAQ looks like it could push a bit lower as well. Just showing weakness. So we'll see. Maybe that it comes down to here and I get involved again. But definitely on this one, I'm not going to buy it right at 16. I'm going to, if it comes down to here, the plan is to give it a little bit of time, let it try to set up. Maybe we get a pop. Maybe we don't. And then buy that. Or if I do get in, it's going to be baby, very small. All right, so here we're pushing down again. I'll buy a tiny bit right here. Tiny bit. Coming down to 16. NASDAQ putting in new lows. I'm going to flatten right here. So that was just a little scalp for me. There it goes. So definitely reaction right off that 16 level. Let's see where the NASDAQ might want to go to. Okay, so there is another level here where NASDAQ, so just how the S&P yesterday, looking at, say, a 15-minute, how we came down or how we came up to this level, took a while hanging out here and then pushed above it. Well, NASDAQ is getting closer to its area where it did that. So let's see, we had the push down. This move, if we get up, might be the one that can reclaim and take out this 28. Sometimes it needs to kind of get rid of the weaker hands, shake them out, and then push higher here. So this could be the move that takes out 28, where we take out the overnight high, the overnight low, and then get back up in here. Next level is going to be that 36 area. But so far, this is our battle zone in here, right? 16 to about 25. This is our battle zone. So I just scalped that little bit, buying down here and then selling for like 3 points real quick. Yeah, if we take out this low, I'm not going to be a buyer down here again. That's a good level. So I'm gonna watch what Nasdaq does if it gets down to around 14,000. All right, no big conviction just yet for me. I'll be getting long if we get a bit lower. Um, that might not happen, so I might be done for the day. See if the bulls run it up here. All right, there's 28. So I suppose this could have been an area right here, 16, that I had initially, where you get in and figure you're wrong below this spike down. Certainly could have been it. Now we're taking that out, selling off again. bulls want to hold this 26 level, 26 to 24. Right? If you're a bull, you don't want to see 24 get taken out, I don't think. Just looking at some of my silver and gold stuff. All right. Here we go. Came up, came down. Let's see now if we go to a new low. This could be interesting. NASDAQ just kind of waffling here. Not much to see or write home about, really. Not that anyone writes anymore. All right. I'm going to be watching this bar. NASDAQ trying to put in a new low. S&P not there yet. Some important areas based on yesterday's chart action or yesterday's price action. $44.02, $44.96. I'm sorry, $43.96. All right, let's watch let's watch the Nasdaq. It's getting down to what could be kind of a critical area. Oops. All right, NASDAQ pushing lower here. So NASDAQ put in a new low. S&P hanging out here doing its thing. Not a buyer yet. I might miss it, but I'm not a buyer. Don't like the risk to reward on this one. So S&P, the level is going to be for me kind of like 44.05, 06, maybe even 02. We'll watch the 1 minute bar for nuance. NASDAQ looks weak. I've got the 15-minute pulled up. Let me look at the overnight of the NASDAQ. Futures, show extended. Let's see here. Feels weak. Maybe it feels strong. I don't know. Let's see if the Bulls, let's see if they do up here around like 26. Let's watch them at 26 to 28. Yeah. All right, we've got another 2 minutes to go until we get a new 15-minute bar. So if you're shorting here, you could be wrong above, say, like the recent high of like 29. You could have your stop here. I personally don't like the Well, it's not a bad risk to reward. You could short it here, and you'd be wrong above 29. You could look for price to get down to 20, then 18, then maybe take out a level. We've got just one more minute until we get a completed 15-minute bar. So this 26, 28 area is going to be important. I wouldn't say crucial, but important to maybe give us some direction for what might happen. For me, I personally, I don't like the risk to reward of getting long right here, but I could be totally wrong. Could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. So yeah, personally, I think we could run out of steam somewhere in the mid 30s on the long side. And so that's why even down here, I think I just wasn't a buyer. Maybe I should have been, but I wanted to see if we would discover price a little bit lower. I thought NASDAQ might get a little bit lower too for us. All right, let's see. They take out 28 or 29 and a half rather. See if they slam them back below my yellow line there at 26. So I was pleased with that scale out that I took, taking off some at 22, then like 25, and then up in here as well. I just felt like, I don't know, sometimes you just get used to nuance, and I felt like, man, we could be just meandering around here for a while. So I'm still not involved here at all. Looking for clues from NASDAQ, but I don't know if I'm going to get them at this level. So I feel like you could short it here, and he'd be wrong above. I'm going to short a tiny bit right here, not much. Put my stop at that other high. So I'm in pretty small here trying to short. Stops just above this level right here. Kind of watching the 1 minute and the 5. We are hanging out. I'm going to flatten right here. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. We'll see. Yeah, it's too granular for me. I don't like doing short time frame trades. I might see something with price where I move and decide to get into it, but I'm not going to do anything right here with it. Just keeping my hand off the trigger. Not going to worry about missing a move. I'm going to try it again right here. Sell a little bit. Again, not much. Based on the close of the 5 minute bar. I saw the 1 minute kind of come down and get red. I thought, okay, maybe we'll sell off here soon. So either sell off or we're just kind of building steam in order to push up higher into the 30s. Got a tight stop on this guy. Not really a great risk to reward trade, but I'm in super small. It's kind of like a lotto trade, you might call it, where I'm just pressing the odds, seeing if I get some reaction. Okay, all right, let's see now. Let's see how this minute bar closes. I'd like to see it close weak. Well, obviously, because I'm short, right? I'd like to see it close weak. So good risk to reward on this one. I've got my stop real tight, just up here at this high. We poked up here, couldn't get up. So now let's see if we can get through and get lower and get some follow through to the downside. There we go. Want to see it stay below this area here. So here we got that 15-minute bar and the 5-minute really kind of respecting this yellow line. We spent a lot of time down in here, tried pulling it up, now we're selling off. Let's see if we go lower. All right, almost got a new 5-minute formed here. Got a few more seconds. Just can't get up there, can it? Until now. All right. So good risk to reward here. Short here. Stop loss just right above here. Small. I'm in it small. Just a tiny bit of size. Not risking much. Let's see. Come on, can we get some follow through? Can we get something going to the downside? Let's see. Got to get lower. Got to take out this 20 area. There we go. I haven't scaled out of this one yet just because it is smaller. I might move my stop in a little bit more. All right, no surprise you get a little bit of a pop off at 22 here. All right, this could be it where I get taken out. All right, I'm out. That's it. Oh, no, I'm not out. Pardon me. I thought I was. We got close there. Got close, but I'm inches away here from getting taken out. Might have to sell some more up here. I don't know. Got another few seconds until we got a new 1-minute bar. Another minute until we get a new 5-minute bar. And boy, it's been the last hour that we've just been boring. So had some good volatility early on, came down to this level, and then it's just been back and forth, back and forth. New 1-minute bar here. Let's see. Now we want to hold above this area in order to push higher. Let's see if we do. NASDAQ, it's hard to tell one way or the other. I'm still short with the stop. I'm pretty close to getting stopped out here, but I'm short with the target down here and even potentially a new low of the day. So decent risk to reward on this one for me. Let's see where this bar closes. Oh man, it makes me want to sell it again, but we'll just wait and see. All right, another 10 seconds till this bar closes. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here with a pretty tight stop. There we go. Let's see if we can get some follow through now. See if we can get a little follow through. Not to the upside, follow through to the downside. That's what I want. So we're just here in no man's land. Meandering around. Let's see if we can push this thing lower. All right, trying again to get up higher. Trying, they're selling 28 again. Let's see if we pop the top this time. Kind of like a broken record, I feel here. Want to see it get below this little spike right here. All right, that's going to be it for this. Is going to be my stop out, this area right here now. That little high. That's my level. There we go. All right. Let's get some follow through. Let's get this thing going. There we go. Come on. Come on. Nothing. Whole bunch of nothing. All right. I'm going to buy a little bit here. Gonna buy a little bit more right here, just in case at 22. All right, I'm still in 2/3 of that original position. I'm wrong above this spot right here. Here we go, getting some follow through now. Gonna buy a little bit more here in a second. Right here. All right, so I'm in half of that original position. Gonna see if we can take this thing lower and put in new lows. Anyone's guess, really. then it's going to be time for me to wrap it up. Get the heck out of here. All right, I want to see it take out this level, this 20 area. We spent enough time up here trying to get above 28, and that's what makes me think that we could take out some of those lows down there. There we go. All right, so next level to take out, gonna be that 20 area. I've still got my stops floating right up here. So I scaled some here at 22. See if we get lower. All right, same deal. Want to see it hold below this area right now. I might take a break here and step back, or come back in a minute. All right, let's see if we can take out 16. Come on, 16. 5 minute, just nothing. Again, nothing to get too excited about. So again, we're just looking at that overnight high. Really pleased with scaling out here because I just felt like this market may not, even if it, I felt like we could get here and then maybe get up into the mid 30s, like 35 or 36. So got out there, and then here with all these pushes up, it just felt right to take a short and have a really tight stop on it. I'm going to buy a little bit right here, or buy some back, as I am short from up here. I'm in a third of my original position. So it feels like we could break this this level down here, this 16 spot. But I'm watching NASDAQ too. Level to watch is 26. So let's see if it takes out 26 here, and if it does, if it stays above it long. Excuse me. I tell you, Nasdaq's held out. It's hung out here for quite a while. Trying to put in some higher highs. Feels like we might get a pop and then get above this area here. Looking at the Nasdaq. So let's see if they force it back down. Okay, I'm stopped out. I moved my stops a little bit lower here, so feels like we could get up a little bit higher. All right, so that one wasn't bad. Got short here. Well, got short right on around this level. Took some off here. Took some off here. Held a little bit more. Kept my stop nice and tight. Good risk to reward on that one, so I'm pleased with that. And that's going to wrap it up for me.